Hey, bye, welcome back to Spoiler Territory. This week was the final episode of Peacemaker Season 1. I feel like it was a really interesting show to watch, and there was like only 8 episodes, and James Gunn directed and wrote every single episode, and that's actually really awesome to see, someone being able to write and direct every single episode of a show like that, especially if it's their vision. At first, when we first saw the Suicide Squad film, we were introduced to Peacemaker and other characters, but and then honestly, in the film The Suicide Squad, besides Peacemaker's, besides Peacemaker, I feel like the other main characters here in this show, they felt like I didn't really care about them. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. It's the way I feel like that's the way it was for me because I was mostly focused on Peacemaker and Harley Quinn and Bloodsport and Ratcatcher and all these things. So I feel like they were more focused on giving the attention to those characters, and seeing now the fact that they're able to, the fact that now towards the end of this season, actually end up liking and caring about all these characters. Basically, shows that they're actually doing awesome. They actually did something um really weird here is that they able to feel like they're able to make something, you know, James Gunn was able to show that these characters truly are important to the story and everything. So, the one character I feel like we can't compare to other shows is Vigilante, and in this character Vigilante, I heard that the actor was recast apparently, so that's interesting. I don't know what happened, but for halfway of the show, they decided to go with the Freddy guy, so which I think he did an amazing job here, and I feel like I really love his costume. He actually really brought the humor into this show, and so the Vigilante in Arrow, he's at the same character in a way, but he was he wasn't funny, you know what I mean? In the Arrow show, he was really serious and really wanted to take down Oliver and all these things, and he wanted to he wasn't in a relationship with Dana Drake, who's like one of the Black Canaries, and then Black Simon basically killed him. So that was really there was a tension there. But here I feel like with this vigilante, he was just there. I felt like he had that Deadpool comedic vibe to him, and not saying that he's Deadpool or anything like that, but just that he's actually he was entertaining to watch, and he was actually pretty skilled too with his sword and all these things. With in fact, I feel like he's been friends with Peacemaker for a long time. So it feels like they're showing show has been showing that these two known each other for a long time. Chris and Vigilante. So that was actually pretty cool today. We could see those two really interact really well with each other, and they were able to really get along, and so that's actually really fun seeing these characters go through a lot of stuff. We see that Amanda Waller has a daughter who's like, her name is Leota, right? Leota. Her character was actually really interesting in this show. She wants to be with her girlfriend, and she wants to also be, she has this career choice she's been making for this entire season, I think, and she also wants to figure herself out, and we actually see her. She sees the ego hug Chris itself. Actually, found the dude, John, the dude who he has glasses. The dude who basically framed up, helped Chris not get framed by framing his dad instead. That was actually really random, and the name of Chris telling him that naming a bunch of celebrities he drove down. He drove framed instead of his dad. That was actually really funny. Actually, we loved that. Seeing his character was actually really. They showed us that his character was also important to the story. They showed a true character within him, and they're able to show that he really cares about his job, and even though he wasn't taken seriously towards Britain, I feel like him and Chris really made things to work well in the end, so there's a lot of fun stuff there. Murray I really liked, feel like he was a really interesting character. He had Amanda Waller vibe type thing, like being a leader in a way, and the thing that at first when it was revealed to us that he was a butterfly, I felt like it was too soon, but then overall, now that I think about the fact that his character got killed off, which is kind of upsetting. Just I actually found his character interesting. That it makes sense why they revealed it to us that easily, and then there's like a lot of things with that. The butterflies that just like not wanting to tell Chris what they really are and all these things, and he's like basically keeping Chris in the dark and all these things, and which made Chris really more upset, and he's wondering why he's even here, if he's not being informed anything, and all these things, and then we see that he's with we introduced to like that character like Hardcourt, right? And her character was actually really interesting. I really enjoyed seeing her character really like being like really fun to watch. She was like struggling with being in the team because she kind of didn't want to get along. She in a way didn't get along with Chris in the beginning, and overall it turned out they actually get along really well. So slowly and slowly becoming a team, so that was actually really fun to see. I really love how each character really corresponds with each other. They all care for each other. The Edo, like that episode where the Edo was like attacking people, I was like, wow, that's a little crazy, but it's awesome that the Edo did a lot of action. uh, yeah, I feel like that's the thing with Chris and his dad. That was really interesting, and that we did just learn more about why he's called Peacemaker, the vows he made, and stuff about the history of him and his dad and his brother. That was something that we feel like needed to see, and we were able to see all these things at fruition and really see a bunch of things going on here, and then even what's going on with the butterflies, and how dangerous they are, which they in a way are. So that was very interesting how they're able to do like so much. I feel like every single episode was so much fun to watch. And like fight the bad guys, especially Judo Master. Like he was like fighting them, and then with the Hashidos and using them as a weapon, and then he was supposed to like be restrained but got away. So that was like funny. I honestly thought he was gonna be killed off in this last episode, but apparently James has like other plans for that character, so that's gonna be fun to watch. In this last episode, we see that they made a comment about Green Arrow, and I'm not 100% sure what they were talking about. I don't know, what's up with that. I don't know. I was trying to like follow along with that Green Arrow comment, but I don't know. trying lost, trying at that, trying lost me. But then with that those surprise cameos with the Justice League characters, we see Aquaman and Barry like approaching like the barn, and like Chris' character says that they're too late, and there's the comment about the fish and the wounded fish being true and everything. That's so funny. I saw on Twitter that people were upset with that scene because they didn't have Cyborg in the background or anything like that. I understand why they're upset, but I don't know why. Honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, it was just a cameo, and hopefully it made sense. But I do understand why people would be mad. They were like mad they didn't include Cyborg or anything like that. But even if he was just standing there, people would have been okay with it. But I don't know how I feel about that. And keep in mind that James Gunn is James Gunn, He's not Joss Whedon, so just keep that in mind, Back with the show, that storyline, the day of when the vet did, the final, like, when Chris confronts his dad and like, kills him, it feels like it's not over for him, and then he sees him in the woods, but it's not really him, and then he shoots at the blow dart at him, and then he goes down, but it's not really him, so, and then towards the end of the episode, he's like sitting down next to him, with the butterfly. I'm surprised Chris didn't kill that butterfly, but yeah, the thing with the cow, that was really interesting, that that's a really big mission with that, and also that stuff. I like how the helmets. I do like the helmets are they have their own individual functions or things. The thing with like when in Chris's house, I think is where like he's at the lab with all those with all that equipment. That was a bit a little much, but it's not a big deal. I've seen them. Is at his lab or whatever. It's like see his his super suit stuff. So yeah, that was really fun. Overall, I was really entertained by this show. I cannot wait to see what they'll do with season 2, and who knows what's even towards the end of this final episode for the season, that they were like basically like this. It looks like they were like all taken down and beat up and all these things, because the officers who are the butterflies really made a mess with them. And the thing with Goth, she is talking to Chris about how in a way she's like one same with Chris, but I feel like Chris did understood what she was like saying, but he just didn't care and just wanted to get rid of the cow. So he used that torpedo thing on even though the other was wearing the helmet. Yeah. Oh, what do you guys think about this show? Do you feel like the way the show is? Do you feel like a lot of people saying that it's one of those shows from DC that's actually it's like I heard that a lot of people saying that it's one of those superhero shows that's actually really good. Do you agree with that or do you not? Let me know. And what your thoughts are on in the comments below. I feel like this show is really fun to see. Who knows, maybe season 2 might see like some characters from the Suicide Squad in this one. Maybe, who knows. That would be fun seeing them. Actually, one thing I liked about Vigilante's suit is that it doesn't like get fixed up later, Is that looks damaged all throughout the show, so it shows that they're able to keep the continuity really well, and maybe they might do that next season, maybe not. It makes sense. I feel like it'll be like a long time in their timeline for them to do reunite for season 2 stuff. And the thing that Leota basically did a public statement outing Amanda Waller, which is her mom, and then telling the world about Task Force X. That was really interesting, and in a way that made us feel like it could be like their outlet, so that people could be targeting Chris and his team particularly, because she gave the information out. So yeah, that could be her outing out Task Force X should have been a bad thing. She should probably regret that next season or something like that. So who knows what's gonna happen there? Just I feel that there's a lot of stuff that didn't go wrong with that, especially that they have proper knowledge. It's not like they left their names or anything like that, but they do see her face and stuff like that. So they saw her face on TV. So overall, awesome show. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you real soon. Thank you for watching now. Have a wonderful day.